Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Our big focus is how Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Al-Khamenei has issued a sharp warning amidst escalating unrest, accusing the United States and President Donald Trump of fueling the protests that have rocked the country since January 3rd. In his first remarks on the crisis, Khamenei said Trump's hands were stained with the blood of more than 1,000 Iranians and predicted that the arrogant US leader would eventually be overthrown, drawing parallels with Iran's imperial dynasty toppled during the 1979 revolution. He dismissed the protests as foreign-driven, accusing demonstrators of acting as mercenaries for foreigners and targeting public property to please Washington, while warning that Tehran would not tolerate such actions. Amidst all this, the protest all over the nation continues. The unrest has turned violent in parts of the country, including the capital Tehran and major cities like Astara, Rasht and Mehran. Joining us live is Mitra Jashni, Iranian visual artist. Thank you for being with us today, Mitra Jashni. What is the situation in Iran? I think you are there currently in Tehran. What is the situation on ground today?
Actually, I think this is the wrong information that you have. First of all, I wanna thank you for inviting me. I appreciate this opportunity to speak with your network and to be a voice for the people inside the Iran. Whose voices are being silent every day. But I'm not currently in Tehran. I am in Italy and I am exiled from Iran. I had to leave the Iran because of the Islamic Republic regime.
But what are the reports you're hearing from your friends, your family, your other, of course, acquaintances? What is the situation today in Tehran on the streets as these protests continue?
Exactly, yeah. The protests in Iran are real, ongoing and widespread. People are still in the streets today, despite direct threats from the Islamic Republic. There is a false narrative being pushed that these protests are because of US sanctioned or something like that, but that is simply not the truth. The Islamic Republic itself is responsible for the sanctions. Persian people are suffering under corruption, repression and violence are the real reasons that the people are protesting. Just recently, today, the head of Iran's judiciary, Mr. Ejei, openly threatened the people, and yet despite these threats, people are still coming out to protest.
Yes. Also, the fact, of course, is that Khamenei has issued a statement today. He's said that all of this is being done to please Trump. What do you make of what Al-Khamenei has come out and said today in this statement?
Excuse me, can you repeat your question?
I said, what do you make of what Khamenei has said, the Supreme Leader of Iran today? He has tried to dismiss these protests as being just done to please Donald Trump.
No, this is the most of the talks that they are saying every time that there is a protest inside the Iran. But in fact, as I told you, additional the threatened and everything happened from the government. This shows how deep and serious this movement is. The regime has cut the internet to stop the world from hearing the truth. They want to isolate the people of Iran and hide what is happening on the streets. But even if they shut down the internet, they cannot shut down our voices.
Yes. Also, Mitra, now, of course, just asking you about what led to your exile. What made you leave the country?
Yeah, that was because of Islamic Republic. I had to leave the country because of them. Every day they threat the people. They are the threat for all Iranians. They keep 90 million Iranians as a hostage. So that's the reason. The economic situation is crap. The violence is spread all over the cities of Iran. The IRGC guards killed our children and our young people in the streets. So that is not the first time they are doing that. But I hope we can finish this time.
Yes. Now, obviously, there is violence as well happening on ground. Do you believe that these protests are only getting bigger with each passing day?
Yeah. I just watched some videos today, especially today, that Many people in Zahedan, the city in the southwest province in Iran, and also in Tehran and in Mashhad, the IRGC guard and Basij guard attacked to the people and killed some of the young people.
Which cities are these protests happening in? Which are the cities where it's the most violent and the most widespread?
Actually, I have to say some cities in Lorestan, the province in the west of Iran, also the cities in Sistan Baluchistan, the southwest, in Tehran some part as well, and in Mashhad in the northeast of Iran happen.
Okay, and also Mitra, as far as the situation of these protests being concerned, of being linked to Donald Trump are concerned, what is your view on the American president and what he's been saying of the Iran regime?
Actually, I appreciate him because I think it's very important the world support Iranians. Every time that we came to the street, they killed the people, they shut down the internet. For example, 3 years ago, if you remember, that was the protest after the government killing of Mahsa Amini. They killed a lot of people on the street in Tehran, in Mashhad, and many cities. And after they executed many people in the prison. But this time it shows the world heard our voices, and especially Donald Trump. I want to thank him specifically because he said to government, if you are start to kill the people in the street, we attack you directly. And that is very important. Iranian people doesn't have any weapon. We don't have any tools to fight with this oppressive regime. So we need the mundial support. That is completely clear.
Okay. And do you believe that this is something that could happen very soon, that the regime could go? What is your hope and what would you want happen in Iran going forward?
Yeah, people demands now is very clear. Just yesterday, people came into the street responding to calls in support of Reza Pahlavi, the crown prince of Iran, and the legitimate heir that monarchy. Across Iran, people were chanting, "Long live the Shah." This was heard in northern cities, southern cities, and even in the most remote parts of the country. People openly called for the return of Reza Pahlavi to Iran. This clearly shows that these protests are not just about economic hardship, despite how some try to present them to the world. Yes, the economic situation is very difficult and it matters, but what is more important is that people have made a national decision. The people have decided to bring dignity and greatness back to Iran. They have decided to reclaim their country, reclaim their national heritage, which is the Iranian monarchy. Every country has its own political, cultural, and historical structure. No country in the world can prescribe a system to a nation with such an ancient and proud civilization, for example, like India. We Iranians are standing together to reclaim our homeland and to bring our Shah and our king back to Iran.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Mitra, with your perspective. Now, Iran protests, of course, are resuming following overnight